What up, perps? Kid Copious here, Purple State Party. Attempt number 4 now to get this darn thing recorded. I'm just so worked up, man. I mean, week in review, I'll start off with some high notes. My garden is in full swing. Yes, your 18th favorite mass character loves to garden. Yeah, who's got 2 thumbs and loves to plant seeds? This guy. But other than that, well, what else has been going on? There's some sort of disease going around. Originally, we were told it was from China. Now we're not really sure. I mean, there's, rumors online and, maybe the army did it and it's really mind control or it's the aliens. I don't know. But apparently we're not supposed to say that it had anything to do with China because apparently that's racist because, the media, they're so perfect. And they're the big problem. But actually, in reality, they're not really the problem. The problem is how everybody goes about it. It's advertising. That's what it comes down to. I mean, let's face it. Let's look at what really drives this. It's not some dude who owns a TV station saying, "Hey, I want to create all this hype. I want to make people line up for hours to buy toilet paper and hand sanitizer and bottled water, and I want to spin this story out of control." Because, I mean, let's face it. Toilet paper's going to be there tomorrow. Water's going to be there tomorrow. You have a tap at your house. It's not like this is affecting our water supply. It's not like somebody's attacking our infrastructure and maybe we'll start having bread lines. That's not going to happen. Most of the people who are involved in the processing and delivering of goods such as groceries, they already have rigorous standards that they apply to. That are applied to them. Minimal contact with open product. I mean, if you're really worried about it, I mean, take all those bottles of hand sanitizer that you've now hoarded and spread it all over your cereal. Don't do that. It's probably bad for you. But it's not them. They didn't just come up with this idea. It's advertising and the dollars that it generates. The more your ratings go up, the more money you can charge. It's simple. So you got to have eyes on the TV. Well, okay, so we whip them into it. We start off slow. We kind of don't want to get caught with our hand in the cookie jar. And then, Italy shuts down. So all of a sudden we start talking about, hey, what city is going to be courageous enough to shut down? And who's going to have the balls to shut things down to protect us from this coronavirus that's going to kill us all? It's like 3%. Something like that, death rate. It's higher for elderly people, like 18%. So I understand, maybe people should take precautions. I mean, take whatever precautions you think are necessary. But what they've whipped us into is just a grab for money, to make us watch them, to make us pay attention on our phones or our TVs or that thing we used to call radio. But either way, they're just trying to drive you to watch their station. And then, in amongst it all, they like to slip in whatever political agenda they want. Whether it's, oh, look at all these crazy people loading up on ammo, or, oh, what Trump should have done. And we'll touch on that right now. What Trump should have done. He's not a perfect person. I disagree with a lot of his actions. I disagree with ways he goes about things. But in this case, we were kind of trying to wait and see what was going to happen. How far we had to, how vigorously we had to react as it made its way across the globe. Were we going to be able to contain it? Hey, so, you could argue with all that. But what they don't want to report on is that while our government was trying to put together a package to help companies, to help industries, to help just the citizens, the Democrats wanted to stick an abortion funding bill right into the middle of it. A rider in the middle of something that's like urgent, needed right now. We needed the billions of dollars to go into the research, to testing kits, helping out industries that are going to get crippled by this, to save people's jobs, their livelihoods. No matter what side of the fence you're on, people are going to be affected by this. And don't worry, that cough was not coronavirus. It's just dry in here. And this mask, it's not very breathable sometimes. But they're trying to work together to put a bill, and the Democrats want to put a rider in there to get federal funding of abortion. So that's going to be, I'm not going to go on that tangent. I had tangent alert. I see it, so I'm not going to go that way. But they don't want to report on that. They don't want to report on what China could have done or should have done. Or shouldn't this scare us that China has an unknown, a brand new virus that comes out and is now sweeping across the globe, shutting down the English Premier League, shutting down UEFA, shutting down the NBA. It's ironic that China shut down the NBA, basically. Major League Baseball, I mean, concerts are being canceled. I mean, Coachella, you know, South by Southwest. I mean, imagine if you're in that town of Austin and you're gearing up for South by Southwest. You know, that's a huge part of your yearly nut right there. And it's gone. It's gone because China didn't put a lid on something. China didn't sound an alarm until they basically got caught with their hands in the cookie jar and they said, yeah, we did have that bug. Can you not call it, the Wuhan? Can we come up with something different? Can you maybe try to, divert attention away from that? That would be really great. And our media somewhat played along. They wanted to turn around and make this about how it's going to take down Trump. Because that is second most. First most, advertising dollars. Second most, take down Trump. That's their agenda. It's not for us. And so what can we do? Is there anything we can do? Well, short of saying that news agencies can't sell ad space, I don't know how they'd be funded. PBS gets by with what they get from the government and from sponsors like you, or viewers like you, excuse me, I blew that. But if the news is driven by an agenda and by advertising dollars, what are we supposed to do? Yeah, I'm sure there's places out there, but let's be real. The easy things are on TV. They're your major websites on your phone, things like that, And these people are just acting irresponsibly. They're driving people to the stores to buy water they don't need, spend money they don't need, money that they should be holding on to right now because, you don't know if the breadwinner is going to end up, getting this coronavirus, be sidelined for a while. But no, you've spent all your money on hand sanitizer, so you could eat hand sanitizer, I suppose. Don't do that. It's probably not good for you. And then to push an agenda. We used to be better than this. And we ought to be better than this. We ought to know that there's more at stake than two stupid-ass political parties to fight over. There's more important things. This time around, it's lives. It's not even something like insurance or gun rights or anything like that. No, it's people's lives are on the line, and these bitch-ass Democrats want to put a rider in the bill for abortion. They want to stall out all of that emergency funding. But you know what? The one glimmer of hope did actually come from somebody I don't like. And that's the governor of the state, California, that I'm in, Gavin Newsom. He was happy with Trump's response. In amongst all of this, there is that glimmer of hope that every now and then, both sides can put everything down, put their parties down, and just work together and give credit where credit's due. And if that was the norm, we'd have a much better country. We'd all have better lives. And that's the whole reason why I sit here and I rant to a camera. Because I just want a better future, man. Maybe I don't have a lot of time left. But I have people in my life that have a lot of time left. And I'm tired of seeing this political nonsense. This was an opportunity to pull together as a country. And I don't really think we've done that. I really don't. I talked to a family member who blames Trump for the whole thing. That saddens me because he didn't start the virus. He didn't start the virus. He had nothing to do with it. And yet that's where the focus is, not on, how our parents are doing. They're elderly, man. They go out and they donate their time helping people that are even older than them or more infirmed or, housebound for one reason or the other. And they're out there in this scary time with the mortality rate being so high for seniors. It's almost 2 out of 10. That's worrisome. But no. He wants to go on about Trump because all he does all day long is he listens to the media, who whips him into a needless frenzy, and then just points him right at their common enemy, those darn Republicans, that evil Trump. Now's not the time for that kind of bullshit. Now's the time to come together and act like human beings and care about other human beings. But the media is not a person, it's an entity. And they don't give a shit. They just want money. And to get money, they need eyes. And they're willing to say whatever it takes. And if you look around at all the craziness that's going on right now in the supermarkets, you can see how these evil-ass shepherds are leading the sheep around, man. But yeah, what else happened this week? Well, not much. Pretty much enjoyed driving on empty streets today. I will say that about this virus. It really cleaned out the LA freeways. I got all the way to the Japanese bookshop in 35 minutes. And it usually takes me about an hour and 15. I ain't joking. Just, little FYI. I don't remember the last time I did 100 on the freeway. So,